In the continuation of task scheduling method in cloud environment, we have already discussed about min scheduling heuristic. So in this lecture, we will discuss about another cloud task scheduling method, which is a traditional cloud task scheduling method. So it is max min heuristic. So as we know, when we have a setup task and setup cloud or setup machine, uh, we can create or we can prepare an efficient schedule which can give us a proper make span, efficient make span, or one efficient cloud utilization parameter, so that we can analyze a proper scheduling algorithm. So today in this max min heuristic, these are some of the steps we need to follow for this algorithm. So first, for each task, out of the setup task, for each task we need to determine its minimum completion time over all machines or all cloud. So here again I want to remind that machine are equivalent to cloud here. Then the next step, overall task, find the maximum completion time. So out of those minimum completion time, we need to find the maximum completion time. That's why the name is max min heuristic. Then assign the task to the machine that gives the completion time. So finally we will assign a particular task to the machine. Then this process will be iterate till all the tasks will be allocated to a particular machine. So let's examine or illustrate one example here. So here in this example, we have three number of tasks T1, T2, T3, two number of machine M1 and M2 with us. So we can say that it is a ETC matrix, expected time to compute matrix. And if you want to learn more about ETC matrix, you can refer the previous video lectures. So this is an ETC matrix, expected time to compute matrix, where we are storing the computation time of each task on each machine in the form of a matrix. So this matrix will be created or treated as an input for our max min heuristic. So in the first step, we need to find out which one will be the minimum among the computation time. So for task T1 is taking 140 unit of time on M1 and 100 unit of time M2. So first choose the minimum one. So we have chosen T1 on M2 as the minimum, that is 100. Similarly for task T2 it is on M1, that is 20. Similarly task T3 it is on M1, that is 60 unit of time. So after that we need to choose the maximum among these three minimum. So maximum among these three minimum is 100. So this is the first schedule, T1 will be allocated to M2. So now you look at the Gantt chart here. T1 will be allocated to M2 taking 100 unit of time. And now in the second step, we have to ignore T1 because it is already been allocated, and that has taken 100 unit of time on M2. That's why 100 unit will be added to remaining time for T2 and T3 for machine M2 here. So now again repeat the same process. You choose the minimum time for T2, so it is minimum on M1. Similarly for T3 it is minimum on M1. Out of these two minimum, maximum is T3 to M1 allocation is maximum. Now assign T3 to M1. So in the Gantt chart, assign T3 tasks to M1 machine having 60 unit of time. Now uh, move to the third step. In the third step, as we have already allocated T1 and T3, we have only T2 task with us. So T2 will be allocated to some machine, either M1 and M2. Same process will be repeated. So here out of 80 and 200 maximum, we need to choose first minimum one. So 80 is minimum, and this is the only schedule we have with us. So final allocation is T2 to M1. So now allocate T2 to M1 time. So it will take it will be ended on 80 unit of time. So this is the final Gantt chart we can create, and here the make span, if we will calculate, it will be 100. Why? Because in M2 it is taking 100 and in M1 it is taking 80. So out of these two machines, completion time 100 is maximum. That's why make span here is found to be 100 here. So in this way we can calculate the make span parameter for Max-Min algorithm. Similarly also we can calculate the cloud utilization for this particular ETC matrix also. And the rest scheduling algorithm we will discuss in the next lectures. Thank you.